Now, here's one I've heard a few times. Someone comes to me and they announce, I just want to play my instrument for fun, so I don't want to learn any scales. If you're thinking about this for yourself, just give me 4 minutes of your time and then decide if it's something that you want to do. When we play our instruments, what do we need? Well, we need to know where the notes are so that we can find them when we want them. We need to keep things in time so the tunes make sense to us and then they stay fun to play. We need to be able to make a nice sound that we actually like, or we won't want to hear more of it. And we need good stamina to help us create that nice sound and to have the strength to play the pieces that we want without getting tired or achy. But if you're playing just for fun is missing any of those 4 needs, your music phonometer will know it. Why? Because if we don't take care of those needs regularly and make them good habits, it's practically impossible to keep a check on everything when trying to play a piece, which will also be full of its own challenges and distractions. Now, if you had a nice simple tune to play, one that has no surprises and stays calm and predictable throughout, then you'd have the thinking space to focus on those 4 basic playing needs that you need to be able to have fun when you play. A nice, simple and predictable tune with a steady rhythm. You know where I'm going with this, don't you? Hello, scales! Scales are not something that you just have to learn for an exam. They are part of exams, but there's a really good reason why. Because they're one of the most effective tools available to help us learn practically everything that we do on our instruments. From notes to new clefs and new key signatures, they're the best melodies for working on breathing or articulation or bowing techniques, and they work as a great warm-up tune as we develop our playing muscles and build our stamina levels as well. Using scales as we work on our quality of tone or vibrato or dynamics works. Playing those uncomplicated patterns allows us the brain space to focus on other things such as our posture and our instrument and bow holds. And all the while, they're also training our musical ears, our sense of tuning, and we're learning to recognize a piece of music's tonal home as well. Scales are simple melodies, and melodies are simply scales with the notes in a different order. And sometimes they're not even in a different order. Have you noticed how many times actual chunks of scales sneak into your music? So if you're not learning scales, that's going to make things tougher. Honestly, the idea of trying to make playing your instrument more fun by not learning scales is about as effective as trying to make speaking a foreign language more fun by not learning your vocabulary. But if you use those scales to your advantage, play them in fun patterns, play them in new rhythms, play them upside down, the scales, not the musician, play them with different dynamics or articulation or tempi or slurs or bowings, you can keep them interesting and they help you learn and master the skills that make playing your instrument more fun. You want more fun? Your scales hold the key.